There is a point where a person could become irredeemable in the sense that they'll never ever make the choice again to do any to become good, in quote unquote good. But fitting with my worldview, it's not for me to judge that. It's not for me to determine when a particular person has reached that point of no return. That I would say, like, I would have to leave to God. If we were to contextualize this in Zelda, I think Ganondorf is a particular character where he's reached the point in the mythos where he's completely irredeemable, hence Calamity Ganon, which is why I'd be totally against any future Zelda trying to give Ganon a sympathetic backstory, or Ganondorf a sympathetic backstory, or have a redemption arc, or something like that. I think that would completely cut against a lot of what the Zelda lore has built over time. And it says basically there is no redemption, only justice. TV tropes call that moral event horizon. Was he portrayed more sympathetically in Wind Waker? I can't remember. Eamon says Darth Vader was irredeemable after killing all the younglings and mercilessly hunting down all the remaining Jedi, yet Luke believed good remained. He believed he was redeemable. Yes, that is true. Exactly. So that's what I mean when I say it's not for me to judge. There could be a point where someone reaches that moral event horizon, to use that term, but I should probably view most people as being redeemable, and that they need, to do what I can to try to help them. That being said, in a lot of stories with characters that do horrible things, that do go on a redemption arc, there comes a point, I think, where the story itself demands that the character face some kind of justice, like death. Vader killing Anakin Skywalker killing the kids was, I think, one of those points where, like, okay, this guy did absolutely horrible things. He can be redeemed, and he still needs to die. Like someone like Homelander, to put him through a redemption arc could happen, but he still needs to die because of all the horrible things he's done. And if you've seen Breaking Bad also has a similar thing where Walter White is the protagonist, and he does go through growth, and have some sort of redemption, but he needs to die in order for the story to actually coalesce around some sort of idea of morality. Okay, see, this guy says somewhat. Ganondorf was still evil through and through, but his backstory is expanded upon. My land lay in a vast desert. No matter when the winds came, they carried the same thing, death, but in Hyrule, the winds brought something other than suffering and ruin. I coveted that wind. Oh yeah, that's a good point. Yeah. Imagine if they had made a story showcasing Ganondorf just prior to Wind Waker, just Ganondorf as a castaway and gradually accumulating power while ruminating on the past, while Demise's influence remains dormant in him. Yeah, that's a good point, Seek the Sky. Yeah. Which I'd be okay with that. Okay, because it's almost, I know people disagree, but I think Thanos in Infinity War was a great villain, because even though his intentions were quote unquote good, he was so jaded that he just didn't, he was willing to commit evil for the greater good, which is evil. Eamon says Skylar, like Rose in Titanic and Jenny in Forrest Gump, is the real villain of their stories.